Welcome to another podcast of the Elite Lizzard Publishing Company. Never mind the noise behind me, that's my dog just eating her bone, so if it bothers you, I apologize. Today we're going to be talking about the impact of technology on our lives and what it means for authors selling their books. So technology has, as you're fully aware, profoundly transformed nearly every aspect of our lives, from how we communicate and how we learn, and even how we entertain ourselves. So for authors and publishers, this transformation has reshaped the way books are created and marketed and consumed. But what does this mean for the future of book sales? And how can we as authors adapt to stay relevant? With the rise of digital media, according to a report by the Association of American Publishers, revenue from digital book sales in the U.S. grew by 12.6% from 2020 and 2021, with ebooks and audiobooks leading the change. Audiobooks, in particular, have seen a consistent surge in popularity, with the Audio Publishers Association reporting 25% increase in audiobook sales in 2022. This trend reflects the growing consumer preference for convenience and multitasking, because audiobooks obviously can be consumed while driving, exercising, and cooking even. So even though the shift towards digital doesn't mean that there is the end of print, though, because many readers still value tactile experience of a physical book. So, if you think about it, like I've done research on there, and it says as of 2023, Statista's data indicates that print books still account for 70% of book sales globally. But that gap is narrowing as digital formats continue to gain traction. So we have challenges as authors, we have to consider, the short attention spans of our readers. With the rise of social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, the average adult's attention span has decreased from 12 seconds to 8 seconds in 2022, according to a Microsoft study. This makes it harder for books to compete with, bite-sized, visually engaging content. Even thinking about the sheer volume of content available online means that standing out is even more challenging. If you think about just putting it in perspective, there was over 4 million books published in 2022. 4 million. Think about that. So, according to Bowker's annual report, this is what we have to contend with. So this underscores the need for really innovative marketing strategies. So we have to understand that people are changing their consumption habits, right? Younger generations are more likely to consume content digitally. Pew's Research Center found that 38% of adults under 30 exclusively read ebooks or listen to audiobooks, compared to 20% of those who are aged 50 and older. So what do we need to do? We need to pivot to stay relevant, right? So it's an evolving landscape, really, and we're going to have to adapt to these technological trends, to have relevance still, So let's think about what we can do to help ourselves as authors to really embrace this challenge. Number one, and I've said it before, audiobooks. You're going to have to embrace these. Audiobooks market is booming. Authors should definitely consider investing in audio versions of their book. Platforms like Audible, Libro.fm, and even Spotify offer opportunities to reach this broader audience. So tools like ACX, which is short for Audiobook Creation Exchange, makes it easier than ever before for indie authors to produce and distribute their own audiobooks. So if you're an author, you still own the copyright of the book, right? Even though if you have a publisher, they will publish your book and distribute it worldwide, but you still own the copyright. So if you wanted to make an account and do an Audible, you could potentially be in charge of that. You could even record the book yourself, which is kind of cool, or you can do a royalty share with another person who does this for a living, and they can do the book for you, which will make sure that the quality is up to par, because it's quite difficult. If you're doing it yourself, you have to have the right software to be able to produce a book that ACX will allow to be in production. So consider these things while you're doing, while you're getting your book through that lane. If you want more information on that, you can always message me, and I'll be happy to explain it to you. Now, we also need leverage on social media, right? So this is another tool that we can use as an author. So platforms like TikTok have hashtag book talk community, and they have been proven to be a powerful tool for book discovery. So authors can create engaging content behind the scenes, looks into your writing, the whole process of it, the character insights, what made you create this character, or even, humorous takes on your work, right? And these videos, if they go viral, they can really lead to a significant spike in your book sales. So that's another, avenue that you should consider. Optimizing SEO is important. SEO is search words that many people look for when they're punching in Google. So if you can use tools like Google Trends and CEM Rush to identify those keywords to target your audience who are searching for it, you can try and incorporate these into your book descriptions possibly, or your blog posts, or whatever your social media captions are. So if you can do that, you can get a higher reach. And that's, obviously you don't have to pay for that. You just have to do some research. Another great tip is to build an email list. So this list that you're building, it makes you be able to connect to the reader directly. So there, you don't have to rely on SEO algorithms and all this other nonsense. You can use, once you have a large list, you can use platforms like MailChimp or ConvertKit that can make it easy to create newsletters and updates and whatever that you want to share with your readers, or even exclusive content, easier, and instead of having to individualize every email. Now, another way is to basically just experiment with serialized content. Like, obviously in Canada, we don't have Kindle Vella yet, which I really want them to bring it here. I don't know why they haven't. But since you're Canadian, if you're Canadian, you don't have that, then I would say, you could even touch base with Wattpad. And this offers an opportunity to build a loyal readership outside of that. But again, always tagging your book and linking your book into anything that you do. So these kinds of stories, are like a branch off of your book, and this can cater to modern reading habits by delivering content in shorter, more digestible chunks. Because there's a lot of young readers that I noticed on Wattpad that they'll do like fan based reading content. So they'll just say, what if the character in this famous book did this? And so they'll do like a story based on their thoughts of what they think, maybe Harry Potter or something like that, or anime. A lot of it's anime. They do a fan read based off those characters. So there's all kinds of opportunities on Wattpad to do as well, and that's free to go on there. So that's another thing that you could experiment with too, and see where see what happens, right? And I'll, like my final thing would be collaborating with somebody else. You need to build a community with multiple authors. You're not doing this on your own. Everybody's trying to do get the goal of selling more books. And if you can combine you and another author together to really maybe do something completely different, this will get a lot of people following you too, because they this is cool. Oh, look at this. We got a bunch of influencers in the book community, and they've joined forces to really give you some unique content. So those are the things I would say to use to really help yourself navigate through this, the future of the book world in a tech-driven landscape. So technology continues to evolve, right? It's influencing how stories are consumed. And now we have virtual reality that's starting. We have augmented reality that are, it might soon become mainstream also. And this offers, different kind of storytelling experiences. We have AI-driven personalization that could allow readers to influence the story outcome even, creating a new dimension for the reader's engagement. So, there's so many different things that are popping up. So for authors, staying ahead means being willing to be innovative while staying true to the core of what makes the book unique. So you can't really stray from that. For all those things that I've told you, you must stay true to yourself. Stay true to your book's voice. And what you initially wrote it, and you want to stay within that. You don't want to veer too far off, because then it's not you. You know what I mean? So, technology presents all kinds of different challenges, but it does open you up into a whole different opportunity to, so we need to understand all these trends, and we need to leverage these new platforms. We really need to embrace all these different formats so that we cannot only just survive, but we can thrive in this different changing landscape. Now, if you're interested in doing some more digging on to the details and specs from what I've talked about, I would consider exploring further into the Association of American Publishers, the Audio Publishers Association, the Statista's Publishing Data, and Pew Research Center. So if you're really interested in, learning more about the actual percentages of what's happening, to stay on trends, I would definitely look into that to get more informed, even more in greater detail than what I've told you. So I hope this blog was informative. I hope it's given you ammunition to use to sell your book. And I would encourage all of you to, just get out. I know as an author, it's very hard to get out of our comfort zone and do something that we've never done before. I mean, we thought we wrote the book and that was the end, but it was just the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll be back again to discuss something else that may help you as an author. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.